Hey, what's up? We're playing Symbaroum tonight. We're live from Richard Lollygagging. They're talking about what happens because we're in a weird pickle tonight. Sometimes you look back, you wonder, how did I get here? You know, how did I get here? And we're in a weird place. We're in a weird place because definitely we left off at one hell of a cliffhanger. And this could be a very short session. This could be a very fun session. This could be a very long. There's a lot of ways this could go. But just in case, I've pulled over several books that we could consider once we get about halfway through the session for what our next game is going to be. I don't know if it's coincidence, if it's fate, if we planned it, that next week we were planning on doing a quick one-shot of Pirate Borg. And so here we are at the potential, I don't know, TPK or something like that. Or I don't know if maybe it was a fate that showing up in the mail today was Arzium, which I know that both Melissa and Kips are very excited about. I don't know if it's because I just got Break a couple weeks ago, which I'm very excited about, and I think Long would really enjoy. I don't know if that's what it is either. I don't know. It's like I have been feeling a little bit of Die, and we played it on Thursdays before. We could do it again. I don't know. Maybe that. And then you know what else? I've been really thinking about Swords of the Serpentine again. It's been coming back. I got this big old thing. I'm about to break my desk because these books are really heavy. And you know what? I just saw on Dave Thalmavor, on this channel, he did a little review of the One Ring through the doors of Durin. We love One Ring here, and I've been itching to run it again. So, I mean, all of these things, one might suggest fate. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Oh dear.
I don't know what just happened. So all I'm trying to say is we could have a fun and interesting. Oh, and I forgot one. I'm sorry, Long. Oh. We went to Gen Con. Oh. Long forced me to get a game. It's called Obscure, little indie game about found footage horror. We can always do that too. Can rip a one shot or two of that. See how that goes. Coming up? Yep. Okay. So all I'm saying is, boy, do I have options.
And we do not.
Gotcha.
Excellent
I would jump
transition.
straight into the fire.
Excellent transition. Yeah. So yeah, we are in what's called a pickle. And when I say we, I mean you. I'm fine. But yeah, you guys decided to walk up and knock on the door of a suspected bad dude again, and we're in a little bit of trouble.
Who would do something like that?
Who would think that's really funny to do?
What a maroon!
I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll see. So I really just have one question, Long. How could you let this happen?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
No, it did not.
Yeah, it did.
Every time Aaron gets a chance over the last week, he's like, this was always a bad idea. Just to make sure everyone knows. Anyhow, if you didn't watch last week, you should probably go back and watch last week because it was fun. But we are in a pickle. So let's dive in because this is going to get frosty and weird really fast. So I don't know. So last time around, you all had just finished up fighting with Mother Ragama over in Blackmoor. You rejoined Madjac over at the grubbery with Tolia's mother. You asked Arthur, Damien's liturg friend, to inform appropriate authorities about the dead abomination in the pit in Blackmoor, and then you returned to Thistlehold, where you remembered, let's go talk to Dismas's mom. And so you went and you visited that night Vicona of Clan Godinia or Godinja. I never understood if I should pronounce the J or not. So if you know, let us know. And she, remember, is the High Chieftain's envoy in Thistlehold. And she also hadn't seen Dismas or Godin. And she also kind of questioned you all a little bit, like, you didn't do anything about this. So you guys talked a little bit. There was the mention of Kargoy Salamos, but she did raise the point that she's the envoy of the High Chieftain of like the barbarian clans. If she were to make a move on Kargoy, like the barbarian Ambrian relations would be pretty terribly wounded from that. So she's like, hey, if a ragtag group of nobodies with no real connections anyway, maybe something happens. And then she had somebody slip Madjac 10 Thaler. Afterwards, you patched your wounds, you rested for the night. In the morning, Nazca, you met with your sister Surya, who offered some advice about the Kargoy Salamos situation. She specifically said, just to summarize, a leverage noble A leveraged noble has value. A dead noble does not. And then she gave you a town watch report about 2 individuals with markings that matched those from the people that attacked you all at Anadea's storage. You read that. It was 2 Ambrians that got into an altercation with some auction workers over at Saphira's treasury over a broken tablet from somewhere in Davakar, but then they got released into the custody of this fortune hunter by the name of Eric the Dark, who paid their fines, compensated Saphira, etc. Your meeting with Lysindra Goldengrass was not until later in the evening, so you guys decided to pay a visit to Eric the Dark in the Fortune Hunters District. Sir Damien walked up, knocked on the door, and was received by a masked servant who closed the door and be right back. And 10 minutes later, came back and invited you all to lunch with Eric. You went inside. He has all sorts of different trophies and things on the walls, and you were brought into a long dining hall. You were sat very far away from the very colorfully dressed and masked Eric. And then when you started asking questions about the situation with Saphira, he just sort of waved it off as a misunderstanding. And then you kind of pestered him a little bit about the tablet, but he reminded you it's not your business. Everything was on the up and up. Got really agitated when Madjac kind of rejected the hospitality of the drink and then got up to try to leave the table early. And that's when he started to raise his voice. And you all started to hear the footsteps of his servants beginning to run down the hall in the direction of where you all sat. Okay, so a couple things to get situated as we begin. All right, so first of all, in this room currently, there are, the far end, you can see Eric himself. You can see 2 people are kind of right next to him. And you can see scattered around the room, sometimes behind you, sometimes like in between you and him, some of these other folks. All of them are wearing masks. You also hear the sounds of several feet, like almost thunderous. And as Madjac, as you stand up, he kind of like looks at you, and all of you notice that, and he's like, sit down. And you watch as the eye slots where his mask is covering his eyes. You can't see his eyes anymore, as there's these 2 glowing orbs of black. And Madjac, you feel this strange discomfort begin to overtake you. You feel like your limbs are kind of numb in some ways or fumbly. You can feel like your legs almost shake a little bit as you take a step. And he says, "Be still, and you may yet live, move, and speak, and you will die." What is everybody doing? You're not in initiative yet.
Bit of cordialness costs nothing. This has escalated quickly. It was kind of you to accept us into your home. Not all of us are well versed in our table manners.
Well distracted by Damien, Nazca is definitely drawing the weapons and starting to stab people.
Oh my god. Okay.
God.
Son of a bitch.
Surprise!
Rubena's eyes are just
you do
as wide
not
as
have
mine
surprise. Just so you know, you do not have
No.
surprise as you feel this. As you reach for your weapons, you feel this sudden familiar sensation, and you look across the room to where one of these people are standing, and there is a man who is reaching his hand underneath his mask. So if you're going for your weapons, then we are going into initiative. Then
Okay.
all right, go ahead.
Well, that was our chance.
I gave you a chance.
Yeah.
Never say I didn't give you a chance.
True.
Did
You
you?
gave us a chance.
Even Madjac did not open his mouth into those.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and geez.
Rubena's looking over at Jinzo
Crap on a cracker.
with her eyes just really big.
There are
Now I just have to
currently
decide: do I shoot Nazca or do I shoot at somebody else?
You can
Okay.
shoot me if you want.
just
I
go
don't
ahead
even know
and-
these assholes.
Yeah.
I've only known them for a day, and they've tried to get me 3 times. I'm out.
All right.
You jumped in the pit.
I did.
I'm going to go ahead and remove. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just to make initiative a little bit more easy to manage, because I have a lot of enemies to play with, is I'm just going to put a placeholder, and they're all going to go on that. Not all of them, but all the ones that look the same. Excuse me.
Oh,
all
boy.
Right. So currently in the room that are in the combat are Eric, the two people that are flanking him at the far end of the dining hall, and then 5 others, one of whom has already begun to cast a spell on Nazca. But I'm going to say, because you're reaching and he's casting, we'll do this on our first turns. So let's go ahead and get our initiatives up.
Let's get this party
Roll
started.
All right. Madjac, you do get to go first. Madjac, you are the only person standing. Everybody else is sitting down. Nobody has weapons drawn at the start of the combat. And we are now in initiative. And Madjac, you feel your limbs and your arms. You feel everything just feels off and clunky. It feels like it almost feels like your coordination has been sapped. You feel like this weight in your chest as well. Everything about you just feels somehow, and that those black glowing eyes have just been burning a hole right in you. What would you like to do?
Well, other than scowl at Nazca, he pulls his bow for his movement action.
Take 3 points of damage. As you reach and grab your bow, you feel like this sickness almost overwhelm as your arm kind of goes numb. You fumble, you grab the bow, you're still able to draw it, but in doing so, you just feel as if the energy has been sapped from you. What would you like to do next?
He says in his hoarse, raspy voice now, "Run, you fools, run!" And he drops his bow and runs for the door.
Okay.
Accepting whatever hits comes his way.
So there are multiple ways out of this room. So I should probably describe it. There is a hall to the west, we'll say, and you've heard. Not only do you hear footsteps from that hallway, you can see that there are these people that are standing close enough or in it that you would be basically taking a free attack running past. Then there is a hall that goes south that you know is the fastest route back to the main entrance. But you also can see that there are people there. And then there is a hall that goes towards that kind of enclosed central courtyard of the estate. That is the only one that doesn't currently have anyone in it or blocking it that you can tell.
Do we recall whether or not that enclosed courtyard was open air?
You can tell, I would say, just by looking at the window, the light coming down is very clearly the sun, so you would presume it's open air. Assuming...
How many stories was this building?
You do know it was a 2-story house, but you guys didn't really do like a full scout of it, so I'm not going to give anything more than that. But it is 2 stories.
He's gonna roll the dice and he's gonna run towards the courtyard.
Madjac, you run down the hall and you take 3 more points of damage. As with each step, your legs almost fold in on themselves, and like you're stumbling the whole way. And I'll say you reach the door that goes out to the courtyard. So you're out of the dining hall now. You're down this side hall, and you are right at the door that goes out. It looks to be some kind of stained glass door within a lacquered wooden frame. Okay. Your health, your recovery normally triggers as it would. And then I think Nazca's next. Or no, Sir Damien, apologize. Sir Damien.
I'm very slow.
Well, I'm glad he can get out of here that fast, but I don't think everybody else is. How far from him am I?
From Eric?
Yeah.
So the table is about... I would say the table is about 15 or so feet in length. It's extremely long. You could it could sit 20 or so people, and you all are sitting on the southern side, like clumped together. He is in the on the far northern side around the table. You could not get to him without taking multiple free attacks from people along the way. Like you would basically pass by multiple people.
Okay. I think my intent is to I feel really bad about everything that's happened, so I think Damien will stand up with hands in the air. He'll walk in Eric's direction, but hands in the air, clearly not reaching for anything. I'm the one who asked for your hospitality. I will take responsibility for the offense given to you. I would ask that whatever harm you feel is appropriate, you deliver to me and allow him to leave.
Okay.
And I'll move towards him, but clearly hands in the air.
Okay. So we'll say you stand up, you move, you essentially come face to face with one of his disciples who kind of just stands in your way at this point, not letting you push forward unless you forcefully do so. If you want to, you certainly can. Okay.
I don't feel like that's a good play. Like, I think Damien is sincerely trying to beg for, hey, I asked for this, maybe consider.
Okay.
Put this on me, don't put this on the rest.
Okay. All right. Make a persuasive test. This is not necessarily to save everyone's life, but it could have an impact, we'll say. So make a persuasive.
Okay.
I would say, considering the fact that we're already in combat, -3 on this.
That's fair. All right. Persuasive. You know what? I'm going to take one of the audience. I never take audience.
Go right
tests.
ahead. I have no problem with you guys taking them. You're going to need them.
We've been getting some. Thank you.
All right.
We got a bunch.
You're going to need them.
Yeah, no, it's not happening. With the minus, it was the minus that did it. Otherwise, maybe.
Okay. So close. Okay. So Sir Damien is now standing. He is basically midway down the room. He is face to face with one of these disciples. I'll go ahead and I'll sort of move tokens around so we can kind of keep track. So we can kind of keep track of everything. So we'll say Madjac is running. We'll say, and we'll say Damien is trying to move in the direction. So he's kind of face to face with one. Okay. Next up are the two that are flanking either side of. Actually, no. Jinzo, you go first because I think you the three of you have the same. So you go first. You see Madjac flee, limp, tell you all to flee. Damien steps forward and tries to be peaceful, hands up, and gets into the face of one of these cultists. What would you like to do?
Your true colors are cutting this meeting short, but I don't have a death wish. I'm going to sprint for an exit the way Madjac's going.
Following Madjac? Okay. All right. So I'll say because you have to kind of get out of your chair and run, we'll say that you probably can catch up to him, but probably can't bypass where he went to because he was already standing. Okay, so the two of you are at the door down the hall, the eastern hall that leads to the entrance to the courtyard. Looking out, the two of you can see through this stained glass, like it's open air. You don't immediately notice any clear exits out, and it very much looks like a verdant and lush jungle. And there are plants in there, Madjac, that you would recognize as not being native to this portion of Davokar. More likely, he has in some ways perhaps brought.
We're gonna
some
die. We're
plants
gonna
back.
die in a different way. Do we notice any exterior windows?
Not in the rooms. Not in the room that you were in. You have been through the salon, which was like the very first room when you came in, the big heavy door, which had a fireplace, and there was a window. The curtains were drawn. There was not a window in the dining, but you are, and this is essentially all you would be able to see right here. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Jinzo and Madjac, both of you are by the eastern window, or excuse me, eastern door that goes out into this courtyard. It is then the two men, or two people, I should say. You can't even tell because of the way they're dressed. The two people that are on either side of Eric, they draw their swords quickly with a flourish, and they move to kind of stand one to one side of the table, one to the other side of the table, effectively blocking any path forward. And that's their turn. That's all they do. Then it becomes the disciples' turn. I currently have 5. However, more are coming. I'm going to I'm just going to roll randomly to see how many arrive each round. And that's kind of going to be how this works. Okay, so 3 more will arrive this round. They're not going to act on this round, but 3 more are going to arrive. And so that's the first thing we see. Some carrying crossbows. Some you can see are kind of moving their packs and pouches around. But they are now visible through the various doorways, either to the south or to the west from the dining hall. So there's 3 more. The other 5 that were already in the room will actually go. The one that was casting the spell at Nazca will, in fact, cast the spell at Nazca. I'll say that is Disciple B. This is Larva Boil. It is a familiar spell to you all. You can see they reach into their small pouch. They pull out what looks like some kind of like a roux, like it almost looks like small eggs or larvae of some kind, and they eat it. And you feel this sickness overwhelm you. 2 points of damage to Nazca, ignoring armor. And that's another thing, Madjac. All that damage was ignoring armor too, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
I assumed. Yeah. With the magic.
Okay. All right. Next. So that was B. C will cast one on Rowena, who is still in the room. And so we'll do the same thing. They will step out and look. Like Eric will be like, we'll probably say, the Ordo Witch next. And then they reach into the pouch. They devour this handful of eggs. And Rowena, you also feel this terrible sickness. 2 points of damage to Rowena. Okay. So that's B and C. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna have D. This is just how I'm labeling them because there's so many. Is gonna sort of chase. It's gonna sort of chase a little bit after Jinzo and Madjac, at least down the hall to the point where like they can see you. So you're at one end of that hall. They're at the other end, still within access of the dining hall folk. And then they're going to cast a spell on Jinzo. Jinzo, you feel your stomach begin to twist as you take 2 points of damage from Larva Boil. Then E is going to draw their... They're going to draw their crossbow and load it. Yeah. You failed the persuasive, right?
Yep.
Okay. The one in front of you, A, is going to put Larva Boil into you as well, Damien, as you just... Okay. They reach down in, they take this, they bite, and they smear it across your armor. 2 points of damage, unaffected by armor. All right. Then we come to the Ordo Witch's turn, and that is Rowena. Still sitting.
Yeah, she's a very anxious type, and she's just watching everyone around her, wondering what they're doing.
Yeah.
She is going to. Okay. What I would like to attempt to do, sort of along the way of Damien, like this feels like ship has sailed. Rowena would like to. I'm kind of trying to dig into Lore Master a little bit. Like Rowena's like digging up some story of some like adventurer that made a misstep and kind of trying to come up with some type of like well-known story that's a little bit of an analogy of people that like think they have an idea and they're going to go kind of talk to someone and then things just sort of go awry. So it's kind of similar to Damien, kind of trying to do a bit of a persuasive kind of a thing, trying to dig into kind of a lore master kind of a knowledge base, which could hurt her or help her, given sort of what they just said about kind of her being Ordo Magica. Okay.
Sorry, I'm muted. I didn't realize I was muted. This is the second try. This is -5. You guys did, but I mute myself to the stream sometime. -5.
Okay.
And again, this isn't necessarily going to save people's lives.
Yeah, like Raina just is sort of looking at everyone sort of being injured and everything that's kind of happening there, and Damien's trying to give it a shot. Audience. Thank you, audience. I'll take a 1. So I'm trying to roll under a 6, just so everybody knows what we're
1 in 4 chance. 25% chance. If this was Jeremy rolling, I would say there's a 100% chance he makes this.
If only this were Jeremy rolling. But it's not.
That was the
Jeremy
problem with
rolling.
his previous test. He had too high a target.
Yeah.
He needed a much lower target.
I know. So, see, my roll would have passed Jeremy's. However, my 15 does not pass my need under 6.
You hear him laugh underneath the mask.
You foolish child. You know nothing. You think you can speak to me? Your intelligence does not meet the measure of my disciples, let alone myself.
You still have a movement action if you like.
Yeah, she'll
Stand up and say, "This is the worst damn lunch date I've ever been on."
Your wine sucked.
She can try to run. She'll
Run.
yeah, she'll try to run.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you try to
Sorry,
follow Jinzo and
Damien.
Madjac?
Oh, it's good. It's exactly what he would want.
And Nazca, who's still here, by the way. Did you notice that they didn't even say anything to you? Like, that's so rude. It's so cruel. Do you try to push past this this disciple in the middle of the hall?
Yes.
Okay. The good news is that he's casting a spell. He doesn't have a weapon out. So I'm going to say you can
and I'm
kind
not
of bump.
attacking him. Running.
Yeah. That doesn't matter. You're still.
No.
Yeah. But I will say that we'll check. I'm pretty sure I can take a free attack, like with just like a hit, like just a elbow you, slam you into the wall or something.
Because I'm moving past the.
Just want to make sure I don't have to have a melee weapon. I don't think I do, because I do. You could build. Yeah. So I think they're just going to take a shot as you try to run past them.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
tries to run
roll
past
your
an opponent.
defense flat. Roll your defense flat. They have no bonus to hit.
Right. Which again is a 5.
You have a 5 defense and like 5 toughness. I don't know how you've made it this far. Genuinely. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a 7.
Okay. They're gonna punch you. 1 point of damage. 1 point.
Ew.
They're just gonna sort of slam you into the wall, basically. Okay. Do you have armor? I can't remember if we ever figured out whether you had armor. I don't think so.
I have light armor. It's a 1d4 protection.
Okay, then yeah, this will absorb it. So basically, I think it's more along, like really in the narrative, he just kind of slams you into the wall and you don't quite make it all the way to Jinzo and Madjac. So it's less about the damage and more about just interrupting your movement.
Okay.
It is then, by the slimmest of margins, Eric the Dark's turn. Okay.
Marina passes a look to Damien as she's running out. It's this very, like, anxious, sorrowful look as she runs and then gets like sidejacked into a wall and kind of breaks eye contact with Damien on the way out.
Okay. First thing he's got it. So you guys don't mind. Wait, we talked about this last time. If I'm just doing like things that aren't necessarily affecting you, I'm rolling dice because it's faster. Okay. All right. So basically it's just I'm testing his ongoing effects. So the effect on Madjac is ongoing. All right. So then. Okay. All right. So. he turns his attention to Damien. Still hasn't stood up. Turns his attention to Damien. And he says,
Should that one take steps closer, destroy him, feed him to our verms.
So he's using the adept active ability, which essentially nominates you as their focus target. So that means if they attack you, they will inflict a D4 additional damage. Right.
Yeah,
So
I have that
his
too.
turn.
It just works a lot better in his
When you're
scenario than what normally works.
Oh
for
yeah,
me.
for sure. I feel really bad,
Just a
but I
skosh
also
better.
give you guys away out. All right, Nazca. I like how Nazca pulls the weapons and she's the last to go. Nazca, things have gotten
Very
crazy. Things have gotten crazy. What would you like to do?
Nazca's going to use her move action to stand up and get alongside Sir Damien.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, looks like it's us again. Let's block the path for them. And she
I
will
like
draw
you.
her weapons.
Okay, fair enough. So Nazca and Sir Damien are holding the line in the dining hall while Jinzo, Rowena, and Madjac break for the courtyard. I need everyone to make a strong test, please.
Everyone?
Everybody.
Can I grab a +1 from the audience, please, and thank you?
Yeah, I'm grabbing one too.
Okay.
I'll just rip it.
Failed.
Oh no.
I was bad. I failed.
Someone roll. Is that you or not 20? Oh dear.
Pretty sure it was.
Okay.
My stuff's being.
I
There it
succeeded.
is.
6 under 8.
Look at
Failed.
you.
Failed badly.
So I think I see Nazca and Madjac and then Jinzo, right? Is that
fail?
I think
correct?
so.
For fail.
that is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All of you feel this after the exertion of movement and energy. You just feel this sudden exhaustion take you, this vertigo, and you fall prone. Okay. So you
Fantastic.
just get this dizziness transpires and you fall prone. Okay.
My free action acrobatics up.
Sure. I don't see why not. Go for it. It's a quick test, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Try to pop back up.
A 5. But that's
Okay. The two of you, like you and Madjac, as you kind of scramble for there, maybe you, like as you both feel this effect overtake you, you both kind of stumble into each other. Madjac falls. You manage to steady yourself on like the handle of the door and pull yourself back up. Okay. New round. Madjac, it is your turn.
Do I take 3 more points of damage?
So I will let you know exactly what's happening to you now. You have been master level cursed, which means you take 1d6 damage, which for NPCs is going to be a flat 3 for every action you take. Movement action, free action, attack action, all that great stuff.
I'm gonna die, guys, pretty
Yep.
fast. Okay, so
no.
At least it's the person that can regenerate some things, because otherwise,
yeah,
I would've,
but
like,
not 3.
moved
Yep.
and got down and died in like
Not
one turn.
3, just 2. So eventually, it's gonna catch me. Madjac will lurch to his feet and try to just break through the stained glass door in front of him.
Okay.
Just fall through it.
I think you can absolutely do that. If you want,
I already subtracted the 3 points of damage.
and you took
from
the
moving.
3, so yeah, you're good. And so we'll say you burst out into the courtyard, and as you stumble around and you just feel the vitality sort of drain, all the coordination in you begin to fade. You do feel this breath of fresh air in a way that you suddenly realize you haven't felt for several minutes. Like the air is filled with smoke and stuffiness inside the actual dining hall. Maybe it dawns on you that hanging from various walls and various rafters were these herbal bundles that were burning, and you can feel this sense of air come in you. So what this basically means, Madjac, is that next round, at the end of the round, you won't have to make that strong test again since you're out here.
And I scan. So he scans around the the interior of this atrium, this courtyard, looking for an exit.
Okay.
Either
Give me
a ground floor window or
Yeah. Give me a vigilant test.
just flat.
Yeah, just flat. It's fine.
Succeed with a margin of 9.
Okay. You see that at the center of the courtyard, there again, lush vegetation, and some of that stuff just by quick look and just your knowledge of the bush, that some of these things are very deadly, and maybe either for poisons or just themselves can like snap and cut and slash. Moving through them would be extraordinarily dangerous. You do see that there are other exits and entrances into different parts of the building. So right now you have effectively come through the western exit or entrance into the courtyard, but there is a northern one, there is a southern one, and there is an eastern one. The southern one, you do know, would take you right back probably into line of sight of whoever was in the salon. So they would be right there. What's on the other side, you have no idea. So that's some options. And the other thing you might see is that there are these pillars that go up to like an exterior balcony that overlooks the courtyard, and you can see that the tiles of the roof do flank down. There is the potential to climb up and over and out.
Not with my quick. So
Not you.
I'm gonna run. I'm
probably
gonna
not
run
make it.
towards the north. Yeah, I'm gonna run towards the north exit.
Okay. So as you run towards the north exit, you take...
when I get the opportunity to. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, so you're first. So I'm going to say... So yeah, you stumble through. So you move, which was your first, and you looked. I'm not going to count that as an action. If you want to run, you can, but it does mean you are taking...
No, I'm going to wait.
Okay.
Next round, I'm going to run.
Okay.
I've got to regenerate a little bit before I move again.
Okay. Understood. All right. That is Madjac's turn. Then we go to Sir Damien. You are right next to Nazca. You feel your stomach twists. There is a disciple right in front of you. Your 3 other friends, new friends, have fled. What would you like to do?
Just kind of wand, smile, pull out sword and shield. I managed to get a little bit closer to him. It would be really dumb, but I feel like at this point, doubling down on dumb is the way to go. To just leap up onto the table and use that as the fastest point of direction to get to Eric. And I know I wouldn't be able to attack him, and I'd probably invoke, an attack from the dude who had moved up on me. But if nothing else, if I get up in his face, I make myself a prime target, which means less attacks towards other people.
Okay. You draw, you hop up. The disciple who is near you will swing at you, but considering I know how much armor you have, he doesn't actually have a weapon out other than what he was chewing on. So you get up. Well, technically, you are leadered now. So there is the rare chance that he could do it. So roll a defense test. Roll a defense test. Flat.
All right.
Okay. So you get up, you vaguely feel the pressure of a swing as he maybe tugs on a part of your tunic as you try to climb up. You make it a few steps down the table, but those guards that are right next to him immediately close the door in front.
Good.
Okay. So, let's see. It is their turn then. So they will... okay. They are going to... Okay, so the first one will step up next to you, essentially. Like right now, like the 3 of you will say are on the table. The first one, I'm going to say, doesn't get the benefits of flanking because he's the first one in. So go ahead and roll your defense. It's a -3.
-3? Okay.
Yes.
-3. Okay.
So he comes up and he swings down at you. You manage to shield it away. The second one will close in. He will get the benefits of it. So now roll your defense at a -5.
-5, okay.
Audience dice. Okay.
It is what it is. There we go. Let's Failed
Protection
that armor
2.
roll,
Holy
too.
crap.
Let's botch the armor roll when it matters most. There we go.
You're going to take...
Oh, this is good.
Classic. Always botch your D10s in a major fight.
Always.
So between his
Roll the
leader,
ones.
between the advantage, and between his base, that's 8 points of damage minus your 2 protection. So you take 6 points of damage.
Okay. Fortunately, my threshold is higher than that, but I'm going to die very soon.
Okay. All right. That is the end of their turn. They have effectively put themselves in between you and him. And next up is going to be Jinzo. Jinzo, you managed to stabilize yourself. You do feel lightheaded. You see Madjac doesn't even open the door, just kind of stumbles through it. The glass kind of crackles. You see Rowena behind you trying to struggle her way past one of these cultists, we'll call them. What would you like to do, Jinzo?
Hey, Jeff, real quick.
Yeah.
Would I understand what's going on? Like, would I understand that I'm killing myself, or would I not? Because if I would understand it, I would yell out to Jinzo,
Yeah.
frag me, I'm dying.
He gave you a pretty strong hint.
Yeah, he gave you a hint. He did say that. I would say you're not a caster, so you probably wouldn't have like an innate understanding of like magic from that perspective. So you might not know like there's a curse cast on you, but you do know he did something to you, and every time you try to exert energy,
So
you see
Madjac would just yell back to Jinzo, I'm dying by every step I take. Drag me.
I'm right behind him. I'm gonna hop through that stained glass he crashed through.
Okay, so you hop through, and again, you feel this sudden bit of air come through. And I'm going to say, Jinzo, you don't have an intimate knowledge of deep in the depth, like Madjac grows. So you're not probably as familiar with just the quick look at these are really dangerous plants. But there's Madjac. What do you want to do? So you step in. What's next, Jinzo?
He said he needed help, so I'll throw him over my shoulder.
Okay, so you pick him up, you throw him over your shoulder. And I'm going to say movement in, pick him up, throw him over. You now have him like firearm carry right over your shoulder, and you're okay. All right. Sorry, Jinjo, you should have gone before the guards, but it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
Now all the disciples are going to go. So I need, we'll do these one at a time. Nazca, we'll start with you. So this is essentially the larva boil effect to see if it continues. So Nazca, roll a strong test.
Sure. Against anything or?
It's flat.
Okay.
It is against something, but it's for them. It's going to be flat.
Okay. Melissa, another +1, please, and thank you.
Got it.
I will use those if no one else does. No, I keep rolling 10s. All right. Nope.
No, that's another 2 points of damage as the larva boil effect continues to tear away at your stomach. Jinzo, you got hit by one, so I need you to roll a strong test as well.
Ooh, 9 out of 10.
Okay. You can feel some of that subside now, like the writhing, the familiar writhing from that spell has begun to fade. Maybe it's the fresh air, who knows? Okay, next up, Madjac, you don't have it, but Rowena, you do. So Rowena, I need a strong test, please.
Okay, so I actually rolled a 6 under 8 last time. I am going to take an audience +1 and see if I can do that again. I did 3 under 9.
Okay. But the last time we saw the roll, I think, so we felt more willing to believe it. Okay. All right, fair enough. Okay. All right. You too feel the effect begin to fade. And then Damien, strength test for you.
Okay. Strength test. I would like to use I can reroll.
That's right.
It's for an ongoing effect, isn't it?
It is for an ongoing effect.
Stalwart.
Steadfast? Is it steadfast?
Steadfast, sorry. But you know what? Let me just roll a nat 20.
Holy crap.
Because when push comes to shove, if it's an important fight, I need to botch as many rolls as possible. You know,
Wow.
I thought I was going to break away from the
guys.
Gwydion curse, but it turns out it's just the Symbaroum curse.
I just want Jerry to have fun. That's all I want. Two
No,
more
it's good.
points
I'm
of
having
damage
fun. I
as
am
the
having
effect
fun.
continues. Okay. Okay. And that's everybody. So ongoing larva boil is unfortunately the people in the fight still. Nazca and Damien both have it. Everybody else who fled, you all no longer have it. Madjac, you still have the curse. Okay, so that's just their ongoing effect. Now their actions. So let me just moving some stuff around just so I can keep track of things. All right, so currently there is one that's in the face of Nazca. There is one that's in the face of Rowena in the hall out to the courtyard. And then there are 3 more that are scattered about the dining hall. 3 more that have approached and now have come into the dining hall from last round. Let me see how many come this round. Okay. Dear God. Okay. So 3 more basically. These 3 are actually going to act in this turn. The others are just sort of joining into the fight. And they'll be there for next round. Okay. So then with Rowena, go ahead and, he's going to draw a sword. He's going to draw a sword and he's going to slash at you. So roll your defense. It's flat.
I will roll this in just to make sure that I'm doing it right.
Nice.
Okay.
Holy crap, 405.
You managed to, at the last second, kind of send his thing to the side. Let me double check something though. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. However, so this is how I'm flavoring it. He's swinging again because you see much like his master, his eyes begin to glow with this dark glare. And so they also have curse, but his Novus ability gives an enemy a second chance to fail. Oh, actually, no, that's only to affect him. Sorry, never mind. You're good. I apologize. Okay.
Okay.
That's only if you were attacking him, that effect.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm definitely not
Okay.
attacking
But
anybody.
he is
I'm
right up
trying
next to you with a sword out
run
now.
swiftly.
Let's see. The one that's in the face of Nazca will do the same. So Nazca, roll your defense. Flat's fine. Okay.
That is fine.
You also managed to keep it under control
Nice.
for now. A second one of these disciples comes up from the hall, having just entered, and moves behind you, and will do the same thing with the sword, except now I'm gonna say he's got flanking, so it's -2 Nazca to your defense roll for this fella.
No problem. -2. Still fine.
Same roll. Okay, so now you've got 2 that are right on you. Let's see. I'm gonna have one of the ones that was in the room, chase after Rowena and draw a sword, but that is their turn. So there's 2 on Rowena with swords in the hall going out to the courtyard. Then I'm going to have, of the new ones, you can see that they have crossbows. So I got 4 crossbow people ready to rain hell. Okay. So let's see. So I got 4 and I've got 2. So I'm just going to split it 2 and 2. 2 attacks on Damien, 2 attacks on Nazca. So Damien, roll defense flat again.
Okay.
Okay. Second one will fire as well, as these bolts are now raining at you.
Okay.
Okay. And then 2 are firing at Nazca as she tries to dodge out of the way of the melee.
10 for. I will roll 2 in a row. Flat, I assume.
It's flat, yes.
Yeah, that's
The
fine.
melee is just too tight, and it's too clouded for the bolts to hit, and you could just keep seeing them.
We
peg
are
into
the
wall
ones that are
itself.
hard to hit.
That's true. Don't worry, I'm going easy by not casting Larva Boil. Like,
We
I wasn't
appreciate
sure.
that.
If anybody knows, by the way, Symbaroum experts, can a person suffer from multiple effects of Larva Boil? Because I have like 20 people who can cast it right now.
No, I think just one at a time, actually.
I think so.
I'm pretty
I
sure
think
just
so. It's a lot of
one.
larva. I think it depends on the size of your stomach. Okay. Let's see. Rowena, it is your turn. There are 2 of these with swords on you. You've just seen Jinzo and Madjac run outside.
Bugger. So
Good point.
they're they're both going to take attacks of opportunity.
They will both get free
Try to
attacks if
run.
you try to run after them.
You'll be fine. Go for it.
I nothing good is going to happen if I try to hit them. So I'm going to run.
Okay. Let's do 2. I'm not going to say they have advantage in this case because they didn't really, like, he was just chasing as fast as he could. I don't think he really had the time to position himself. So 2 attacks. So go ahead and roll 2 defenses, both of them flat.
All right, I'm going to roll these here. I'm going to take audience, because thank you, audience. No.
Okay. First is a
No.
miss. You roll 1 on your protection. You take 4 damage minus your protection. You take 3 damage as you run and you feel a slash across your back. Second one.
And then a second one.
Yep.
Take another +1. So it's going to be another 6. Oh, missed it by 1.
So close.
You take
So
another
close.
3
Roll the
points of
7.
damage. As the second
Yo.
one slashes at you too. How you looking?
So remind me again, and it's been a little minute since I took
Okay.
this. The threshold, is it all in one hit?
All at once. Yeah. What's
Okay.
your threshold? Your threshold can't be 3.
4.
Yeah. Okay. No.
it's 4.
You got 3 both times.
But I went below 4 total. So
No.
that's what
It's
I
okay.
was asking.
They're separate attacks. So you took 2 slashes and you run. Is that correct? Okay. So you chase out. You chase Jinzo and Madjac. You're at this point, Jinzo Madjac. When you see her turn, she is just covered in blood. Like you can see from the 2 slashes.
Yeah.
None of us are having a good day.
Her
Nope.
robes are very red at this point. Yep.
Okay. So that is, I think that is Raina's turn. Eric the Dark's turn. His ongoing effect will continue. So Madjac, you are still cursed. I've rolled single digits both times.
Jeff hates me.
Okay.
I see that now.
I'm sorry. Like, I tried. I tried to warn everybody. I tried. Okay.
I wasn't going to move until Nazca decided to
That's true.
kill us all.
He was gonna probably do evil stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Listen,
Oh yeah, this was gonna end up in a fight. I just wanted to get a stab in.
I love it.
I think I just lost. All right.
Yeah, I
just
see an
froze up.
error on stream. Oh, no.
Yeah, I just froze up. Give it a sec. Can you guys still hear us?
I refreshed. Oh, oh no, I see us moving.
Okay. My numbers are back to being okay. Can the stream, can you now see us and hear us? We should be back.
Yeah.
Give it a second for everyone to catch up. That was 59 minutes into our 67-minute stream. Okay. All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
So Arena comes out into the courtyard covered in blood. Jinzo, Madjac, you see this. Eric the Dark maintains his ongoing effect on Madjac, so the curse still stands. It is then his turn. He has already enacted his active ability on Damien for leadership. So, what do I want him to do?
Surrender.
That's not what I want him to do. That's what you guys
Clearly.
wanted to do.
Yeah.
I hear
Thought we
you.
might put it out to a
No
vote.
one asked. No one asked him. Hey, do you surrender? No one asked.
That's a good point. Such a good
Here's your-
point.
Honestly,
If
now I
we
realize
get-
the error of my
What a
ways. That's what I
rookie
should do,
mistake we made.
Next
Yeah.
turn,
If we
clearly, instead of attacking, just
So
one more.
hey.
Excuse me, sir.
We accept
Would you
your surrender.
Okay.
Would you
So I want
surrender?
to make sure I
I
can
wanna-
do this twice.
I could try
think
to
I
like
can.
break link. If I could get you laying down and draw runes around you, Madjac, I could possibly try to break link for the
think-
first
Okay.
time since my preamble scene. But I got to
Okay.
get you somewhere that I can take the time to do a ritual. It just doesn't feel like it right now.
I don't think so. I think
Doesn't feel like it.
if we get out of this building, we're running straight to the Ordo Magica, and we're not coming out ever again.
That's funny. Okay. All right. Honestly, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't do the. Actually, no. You're already suffering from larva boil, aren't you, Damien?
Mm-hmm.
Just making.
I just want to point out, while Jeff considers this, Jeremy has changed his name in Zoom to Deddy McDedson. Dederson? How would you pronounce that, Jeremy?
Deddy
Eddie
McDederson.
Okay, there you
That's
go.
me.
Okay, well, I'm right there with you.
I'm not seeing anything that says I can't put a curse on a second person and maintain both of them.
That's right.
I'm not
That's
seeing
better
that.
than lava
Yeah.
boil. You should totally do it. And Damien's
I'm
dumb
not
enough that he'll
seeing
kill
it.
himself on his next turn.
And if someone sees it, you have like 10 seconds to say so. If you see it like outside of this 10 seconds, it's too late. Okay. He turns his. he turns. He
Checking the
steps.
rule in the next 10 seconds.
So he steps up from his seat finally, and you can see he is very much an old man. And he will turn his dark gaze upon you, Damien, and you feel your joints, your coordination begin to falter as you two have been cursed. I'm sorry, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. All right. Okay.
That's tough when there's no save.
There is a save,
Oh.
but it's not you who saves it. It's an ongoing
It's him.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the initial cast doesn't require a roll. It's essentially to maintain it.
To maintain it, he rolls.
He has to. That's what I've been doing for Madjac. He's a very high chance of maintaining, but it's always possible he could fail. Okay. All right.
You're saying there's a chance.
That's okay.
Not
I'm going to
really.
die on my next turn.
He probably will.
Yep.
And
2 actions, I'm dead.
Nazca's turn.
All right. Well, free action. I am going to use my moderate potion. Poison onto my rapier. I'm going to stab the most annoying fellow in front of me.
Perfect.
First. Let me see here. And that is against their defense. There we go. That is a success.
Okay.
And he's taking 10 points of damage, and then he's taking a d6, and this is an
Yeah, go ahead and roll
sorry.
it. Because you did surpass his threshold. You're going to kill him. It's just really how you feel like killing him at this point, I think.
All right, fair enough.
So you
he
did
does-
10 points. He has 2 points of armor. So you did 8 points of damage. He's still up. His threshold was exceeded, but you do have a poison effect that might kick in, right?
Well, yes, sorry. That's what I was just going to add. He does get a save for that. It's my cunning against his strong, which I will also roll.
He has got a plus. He is not a strong man. So yeah, you can get a +1 on that roll.
Okay. Oh, I do also get like a +1 anyway because of poisoner.
Okay.
So what? Yeah, there we go.
Actually,
the book,
before you do all
book.
this, we do all this, I'm going to go ahead and enact his curse because this is a roll that actually is meant. So he will, much like his master, for your attack on him, he will turn his evil eye on you, which means that you have to re-roll your attack, basically. And if you fail, you fail.
Rude. So
Yeah.
rude.
Might as well.
Are you sure? Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah.
All right.
We got to fill another hour. I think you guys are dead in like 5 minutes. What else are we going to do?
Yeah.
There we go. How about a
91.
natural 1?
You're good. You're good. Okay.
And 11 points of damage
Describe-
this time.
Describe how you killed him.
Just like straight up underneath the rib cage, piercing straight through the heart and out his shoulder.
Okay.
Slicks it back, pulls the parrying dagger, and turns to stab the person behind her.
Okay. And you see this like this cascade of like blood on the wall. So do you actually get a second attack on this guy? On this next person?
I get the other person, yeah, because I've got the twin attack ability.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure.
Which is with my parrying dagger.
So you get that. So
I
you're
assume
getting
I can target different.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
I'm reading it right now. You cannot.
Oh.
The character makes two. You only have novice level. The character can make 2 attacks against the same target.
Oh, all right.
So
fair
you
enough.
cannot get it.
And then I will not.
Okay.
It's a good try. Good kill, though.
Thank you.
I need. Let's see. So I think Damien. Okay, hang on. So I need anyone who's still inside the house, so that's Nazca and Damien, to go ahead and roll a strong test -1.
I'm going to take an audience dice so I can zero that out.
Sure.
Thank you.
And Nazca, you failed last time, if I recall correctly, right?
Yes, but I got a nat 1 this time.
Okay. You do feel yourself, you're getting kind of this brain fog that's starting to overtake you. You realize you're having trouble breathing, like there's a labored breathing, there's this odor in the air, and you feel yourself growing a little bit tired, but you keep your consciousness. Sir Damien, similar effect, but at this point you're suffering from multiple effects. Who knows which one it could be. Okay.
Brain damage primary amongst them.
Probably. Okay, that is the end of that round. Madjac, we come back to you. You are on Jinzo's shoulder.
So,
what would you like to do?
So I'm just scanning. I'm basically just going to be using my eyes to try to help guide Jinzo effectively. Because stay on the path, head north. Do not go into the plants. They're deadly. We're looking for an exterior window.
Got it.
Okay. Then we come to Sir Damien's turn. Sir Damien, you have 2 of these dudes that are right in front of you, flanking you left and right. The guy is just barely out of reach. What do you want to do?
So if I take my 2 actions, I'm definitely going to die this turn. So when they get up on the table to flank me, did they have to spread out at all to try and flank me? Like, is there any chance of a gap towards Eric?
You most certainly can lunge at him.
I will give it.
That's all I'm going to say.
The movement and attack, I'm dead. So I will do my last act before I die. Will be a last try to stab him.
Okay.
Which will probably mean I take 2 attacks as opportunity before I get there. It's dumb.
That's actually not what happens. You'll take 1 attack of opportunity, and the second one will trigger their bodyguard ability to throw themselves in front of Eric the Dark, so you don't actually get to attack him. So we'll say the first one is going to be an attack. So go ahead and roll your defense against their. So they have a -5. So roll your defense against -5.
All right.
These are the Emperor's special guard. They're dressed in red. Okay. So you do manage to dodge out of the way of the attack, but as you step closer, that's 2 points. It's 3 points of damage, excuse me.
Yep.
And as you swing down at this guy, 3 more points of damage, and this other bodyguard triggers their bodyguard ability to throw himself in the way. And because
that way
he has,
and I don't stab him.
Sorry, man.
It's okay.
What do you say?
No, I don't have anything cool planned.
Oh.
It is
Make
just
your
like a
attack.
last.
Go ahead and make your
attempt.
attack.
Yeah, of course.
But it is against him, so as opposed because he actually can defend.
Look at me botching that
Look at
10.
you.
Roll the D10.
Look at you.
Roll
The
1 the
D10
D10. That's what I
rolls.
do.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Okay.
There we go.
So many
And
times
unfortunately,
in this
that 2
game.
damage is not enough to
D10s
bypass
are
his
the
armor.
cursed die. Okay.
Okay.
Always roll low.
You swing down, and unfortunately, you collapse. And it's a loud
Good
collapse,
deal.
too, as you're covered. You have your big sword, you have your big shield, you have your field armor, and you collapse to the ground in front. Okay, Nazca, you're the only one who sees that. And you can certainly hear it as well.
Shit.
Okay. The guards themselves will keep their posts, they keep their positions at the head of the table, protecting their leader. And then we come to Jinzo. We're all kind of acting, the three of you are acting on the same turn, basically. So Jinzo, what are you doing?
Keep up Arena, and I'll head north the way Madjac pointed.
Okay, so you head north, and you want to find, you're trying to find a way, are you heading towards like another one of these doors?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're looking for an exterior window, so.
Okay. So if you go up to the door, Jinzo, give me a strong test to see if you can kind of like shove it open while Madjac's on your back, I'll say.
Nice.
Yeah.
410.
Okay, so you managed to like kick the door open, which lets you look into, you're on the north side, you said? That's where you guys went?
Yeah.
All right, so you kick the door open and you realize that you have essentially kicked open into what appears to be some kind of kitchen. You do not see an exterior light immediately, but you do see in the kitchen there is a person wearing a mask that is currently chopping up what looks like some kind of like animal, some kill, some dinner. Maybe they were in fact making lunch for you, but you can see they look up at you and they call out. They're like, they're attacking Eric.
kitchen.
Okay.
It's a good try.
Okay. So, all right. So that means that the two of you are essentially in this northern section. I know the map's not like appropriate. I'm just separating you guys. And you now see that there is a person in here with you. Okay. In the kitchen. Okay. So that is the end of Jinzo's round. And then it becomes the disciples' turn. Okay. Let's see. First, Nazca, you need to roll a strong test to see if you can break this larvae. Because I think the larva is still going for you.
Yes.
So go ahead and give that a nudge.
Any versus anything or just straight?
It's flat for them. It is versus like they're resolute, but they have a flat resolute.
No.
And it's 2 more points of damage.
Gotcha.
2 more points of damage. Okay. I think it's 2. Let me double check. It's not something
One
higher.
more round.
Pretty sure it's 2. Yeah, it's just 2 because they only have a depth level. Okay. All right. In the room then. Jeez. Okay, so in the dining room. Okay, one of the crossbow people who shot at you is going to attempt an action. They kind of put their crossbow down to the side and they pull out a chain around their neck and they whisper into this what looks like a silver ring. Nazca, go ahead and make a resolute test.
Okay.
This is going to be, it's flat again.
Okay, flat. Melissa, thank you.
Got it.
Did it roll? No.
I do not see it.
Yeah, that's weird. I thought I saw it roll and then I didn't see a result.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll do it again anyway.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened there. Nope. Resolute will not roll for me.
Okay. Clearly,
I'm just gonna
that's
roll
a fail.
a d20.
Then. I feel like.
Hold on, I'm just gonna roll a 20. Hold on.
I just feel like you didn't show up, so that's a fail, right? It's a forfeit.
Oh my god, my /R is not rolling either. I'm gonna have to refresh.
Do you have a tray?
Jeff, can you roll for me?
Sure, I'm gonna do it with my physical dice. Oh, look at that! You rolled a nat 20. That's so terrible. I was refreshing as well. I really did roll a nat 20, but we're not counting that.
Jesus.
It's so funny. I'm like, of all the numbers for that thing to come up. Hang on, I'm reloading as well.
Yeah, I'm reloading as well.
Could just be a Foundry thing. Oh, jeez. So Damien's down. Madjac's supremely hurt. Rowena
Well, I'm back up.
is-
I'm back up to 8 now. So I mean, I could take 2 actions and still be alive, but then I'll be almost dead
You
again.
could certainly try.
Raina's at
Okay.
2.
Raina's at 2.
Okay, there we go. So that's still a fail though, because I think it was an 11 or something for the resolute.
Okay, so you failed. All right. So basically, they just enacted their bend will ability. So bend will is you can only perform 1 action each turn, and you cannot use any active abilities or powers while you are affected. As you feel yourself, like kind of that fog brain that you're starting to feel is maybe opening you up now, and you're starting to see like your hands and your body be more sluggish, more difficult under control. So 1 action each turn, and you cannot use any active abilities or powers. Okay.
I don't have any of those, so it's fine.
So I'm pretty sure you do. So all of your special abilities that let you do stuff, I don't think you have access to.
Oh, all that stuff.
Ooh.
Oh dear. Okay, interesting.
Well, actually, no, you're right. It could be active abilities. Let me double check.
Because a lot
Yeah,
of that
it's
stuff
active.
is just like how I fight, and the only thing is
No.
poison. But I've already.
It doesn't
applied
say anything against passive. It doesn't say anything against passive. So you're passive.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
right. It does say only 1 action though, which means no free actions unless
Stand
that's the
here
only one you
and
take.
keep stabbing people.
It's okay. Like, I have more to do in this room, and there's really just you. I'm gonna say the 2 that were slashing at Rowena are gonna charge at you, Rowena, and then they're gonna attack. I'm gonna say they're not gonna get flanking because they're just charging at you. They didn't have any extra movement, so 2 of them chase you out into the courtyard, Rowena. I need you to roll 2 defense rolls.
Okay, so I'm taking an audience. So it's under 6. It's a 3 on the first one.
Okay, so you defend against the first. The second.
All right, taking another audience. Oh, I missed it again by 1. 7 over 6.
Okay, that is 3 points of damage in your excuse me, that is 4 points of damage in your direction. Roll your armor. Because you do have a D4 of armor.
I do have a
You
D4.
just rolled
I'm
really
gonna roll
bad
this
last time.
I don't have a D4 out, so I'm gonna roll it in here.
Okay, you take 2 points of damage.
So
Is that enough?
Rueda's running. She's just was trying really hard to be brave when she was taking like all of those like slashes on her back, and just bleeding and kind of in terrible pain. And she just kind of had seen these 2 and was just not thinking that this was going to go well. So she kind of tried to run, and then they kind of chased after her. And so Jinzo and Madjac, you just sort of hear behind you kind of just this, hurry. It's very weak voice as Rowena slumps, just this tall, gangly, just pile on the floor.
Okay. Madjac and Jinzo are the only 2 that are aware of that, I think. I don't think Nazca and Damien would know. Damien himself is down. Okay, so then I have still to go inside the dining room. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 to go.
So
Okay.
that's 6 arrows.
So no, because I think 3 of them are going to move to surround you because I can have up to 4 people in flanking. So let's do that. So we'll say 3 attacks with -2 to your defense rolls.
So 3. All
As
right.
they surround you, stabbing and stabbing.
1,
First one is blocked.
2,
Second one is dodged.
3. All right, there's 3 at -2. Ooh.
Third one
Yeah,
hits.
that last one hits.
But you do soak the damage as they do 4 points of damage. Okay, so you do
I
soak.
rolled a 4 on my D4. All right, and then 3 normal.
And then we'll say, well, I can't really surround you any further, so.
No. Pretty well surrounded.
Oh, Kyle.
We could give you a giant group hug.
It's like a rugby scrum.
I can offer you a normal defense roll.
3 of them run out of the western hall as a call down the hall says, "They're in the kitchen!" And the 3 of them will begin running in the direction of the kitchen, which is definitely not far. Okay, so that is their turn. Disciples are done. I have 2 in the courtyard. I have 1 in the kitchen. Actually, no, 1 in the kitchen. What am I talking about? The one in the kitchen. The one in the kitchen has 2 options, right? They see Jinzo is the one who is carrying Madjac. They reach down to the guts of whatever, like fish. You're not sure what it is. It could be an eel. And they reach it and they shove it in their mouth. They like lift their mask and Jinzo, you take 2 points of damage as you feel your stomach twist. Okay, and they are essentially on the other side of a cutting board from you, and that is their turn. Rowena, I need you to make a death save, as it is now your turn.
What is a death save? I forgot about this.
It's on the sheet.
At the top
of the sheet.
Oh yeah, there we go. Big button. This is death.
Okay.
I rolled a 17. The
End is near. 1 of 3. As the lights begin to go out, maybe we see a small vine begin to sneak out from amongst the jungle bush, but doesn't quite reach her. Okay, that is Rowena's turn. We come to Eric the Dark, who will take an action, and he will instead direct.
Well done. Now, there's just this incessant one over here. Make this one extra painful.
As he is going to enact his leader ability to refocus the target so that anybody who does damage now to Nazca, anybody who hits Nazca gets an additional damage on the hit. So that's the adept active of leader. Okay, that's their turn. And then Nazca, it is your turn. You're surrounded by 4 of them. One of them, there's another one that's kind of standing off, like chewing on this goo. And you can still see that Eric the Dark and his 2 bodyguards are over top of the body of Damien. You just saw 3 more race out of the hall, chasing down the hall towards wherever it is that shout came about there in the kitchen. What would you like to do?
First, draw attention to Jeremy has now changed his name to I cast Drown Them in My Blood. Thank you. Now, I'm just because I have limited actions, I double checked on my soulmate ability, and it doesn't say free action or any sort of action associated with it. Mm-hmm. So I would like to think Eric the Dark through that line. And then on the next round, because I assume I'll just get like one kind of message around, I'll think something else. And then, unfortunately,
if you're alive next round, we will resolve that.
Yeah, in the very unlikely event.
It's dark. Yeah.
Yes.
Eric, the Dark.
Unfortunately, Disple B is a little far away from me, and I really wanted to hit him, so I guess I'll hit C. Okay. Yeah, I'll hit C.
They're very cleverly named. I was going to give them actual names, and I'm like, who's got time for that?
Well, B is the one that has his little magic spell on me.
Yeah, B is the one that's got the magic spell, but if you did that, you'd be taking, and don't forget, you can take 1 action.
Yeah, that's why I'm just going to stab the fellow. I'm going to stab C.
All right, you're right ahead.
Yes, thank you. Against their defense. Poison is ongoing regardless.
Good.
That is a hit. 8 points of damage. I will now roll. What is it? It's cunning against their strong, was what I said before.
For the poison, yeah, and their strong is +1. They're not the strongest.
I rolled a nat 1, so they are taking an ongoing amount of damage, but 3 this round.
Okay, so you did. How much damage did you do with the initial strike?
8, so 11, and then I do have.
Okay. Wait. 8, but then it was mitigated by 2 leather, or 2 of their leather armor, so it takes it down to 6, which bypasses its threshold. Then you do 3 more points of poison damage, which will take it up to 9 total damage. It is not dead. You could either, because you reach this threshold, it can go prone, or you can take a free action, but you don't have a free action to take. So I think your really only option is the prone.
Twin attack work?
How is it worded for twin attack? Is it worded as like a free attack, or is it worded as you take 2 attacks? Like a free action? 2
attacks, you're right. It says 2 attacks. Against the same target. Okay. Fair.
No. I think that's okay. I think twin attack's okay. Okay. Because it is your active action to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I would like to instead stab him with a parrying dagger as well.
All right. Absolutely. And then because this is what you activated, we'll say this is your one action. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is like the only thing I'm doing. That also hits him, and he is taking 8.
Describe how you massacre this one.
All right, fine. So I'm essentially getting in the initial rapier through the rib cage again, but it doesn't quite kill him. So the parrying dagger rotates around and slices the underside to spill his guts out.
Okay. And so his guts spill out onto the floor. I need Nazca, Madjac, and Jinzo to all make strong tests.
No.
It's the 3 people inside the house. At a -2, I'm sorry to say.
I would have failed regardless.
Okay.
Nazca, I would have failed at a -2.
I passed.
Okay. Madjac, I don't think it's actually going to affect you because you are currently on Jinzo's shoulder. Actually, no, it would affect you because I think you did fall. You failed once before, correct?
What is it for?
This is for, so peeling back the curtain, they are effectively poisoning the air within here, and that's essentially, they are conditioned to stand it.
I failed once before.
All right. So first fail knocks you prone. Second fail knocks you unconscious. I will say, Madjac, because you spent time in fresh air, I'll say maybe you just, maybe you don't fully get knocked unconscious. That seems kind of strange since you had a couple breaths. So I'll say you do feel extremely drowsy, though, and anything you attempt to do will probably have a penalty, we'll say. Nazca, unfortunately, the exertion of these final stabs, as you stand up, like the blood rushes around in your brain and you just kind of slap and clink around and fall and collapse to the floor.
All right.
Okay.
My twin knows this happened.
She does indeed. Okay. Top of the round, Madjac, you feel drowsy, woozy. The smell is back, assaulting your nostrils once more. There is this person in front of you that is now chewing on this like fish-like roux. You can hear Jinzo from the pain, and you hear the sounds of people running in your direction.
Am I still under the curse?
As far as you know, you are.
Okay.
Yep. As far as you know, you are. There's only one way to find out.
Well, I know. I didn't know if you had rolled or not. I was kind of just.
Thank you for reminding me. Eric did just go right before Nazca. I didn't need to roll that.
So all I'm doing once again is he's looking around. He's assuming that somewhere in the kitchen there's got to be a door out of here into the outside where they would receive supplies, maybe in the kitchen. That's all he's looking for, so he can direct Jinzo out.
You do, in fact, see a door, much like the front door. It is heavy, it is metal, and there is a giant bar across it. And it would be on the opposite side of the kitchen, so you'd have to literally run past the person that is now chewing this roux in the direction of Jinzo. But it's doable.
Yeah, I will jump off Jinzo's back and run to the door.
Okay. You will go ahead and take 6 points of damage as you jump off the back. As you run to the door, you feel your legs, your arms begin to wither. You reach out probably to maybe start pushing the bar, and you do feel that you are still under the effect. Okay, but you're up. You're at the door. I'm going to say this person isn't going to take a free attack because they were focusing on casting, but they might change in what they do next round. Okay. We no longer have anyone who can see what's going on inside of the dining hall, so something happens. Then, Jinzo, it is your turn. You see Madjac stumble across the kitchen and nearly kind of faceplant into the door. You can see this person on the other side of this cutting board that Madjac runs past is chewing on his on like whatever it is that's kind of causing this effect. What do you want to do, Jinzo?
Run around the current chef, keep up with Madjac, and help him pry this bar open.
Okay, so you run around. Give me a strong test to try to lift this.
Extra long?
Any bonuses for 2 of us doing it?
No, not for Madjac.
You can take an audience.
I don't know if
plus
Madjac
one.
wants to help.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I'll do an audience then.
All right.
I need an 11 and an 8.
Okay, you managed to lift the bar up and it slams to the ground. You have unbarred this heavy metal door, and that is your turn. Okay, then the sounds of those boots come around the corner, and you see flooding into the kitchen now are 3 more who charge up on the 2 of you. You're so close.
So close. Jinjo's
Actually-
just going to prop Madjac up behind him and just go out the door.
I hope so.
Okay.
Somebody's got to get out of here, but I don't think none of us are.
All right. I think one of them will charge at Jinzo. Swords raised. Second one, the kitchen person. Roll a... For the one that's that's doing the larva boil on you, Jinzo, go ahead and roll a strong test to see if you can shake this off.
18.
Cannot.
That's fail.
That's 2 more points of damage as your innards begin to twist into knots, as you can feel these bugs eating away at the stomach lining. Okay. So then 2 will charge at Jinzo. 1 will like, as they're running, stop by the kitchen counter, grab a handful of the guts, shove it into their mouths. Madjac, take 2 points of damage as you feel your stomach and your begin to twist and turn. And there's 3 of them. 2 of them are on Jinzo. 1 of them is on Madjac. Jinzo, give me 2 sword defense tests. Or 2 tests to defend against a 0. So
Take
flat.
some audience stuff long.
I'm gonna say they didn't have a chance to get into flanking, so this will just be flat.
Okay, I'll take audience if it's available.
Okay.
First defense roll. Need a 15. Roll a 14.
You hit it. Good. Good thing you took
Second
that
one.
extra one.
10.
Okay. You do in fact manage to defend as they come swinging up, hacking away. You can tell these are not capable swords folk, right? And so you're able to, just even with your condition, even with Madjac kind of slumping beside you, you can tell that that you're doing your best to kind of defend. Do you have any kind of free action? I know you have some stuff. Is there anything you're triggering here, like a parry or a riposte or something?
Oh, right, yeah. Sword Saint. Let's get that into action. So if
Yeah.
I successfully defend, I
Yeah.
can free attack back.
Yep.
Nice. You got 2 of those then? Could
Just
you
one.
successfully defend it twice?
Only do once a
Yeah.
turn.
Oh, okay.
Like if you get up
Oh,
to
yeah.
master,
Makes
it's
sense.
unlimited, but
No.
Oh, really?
it's crazy.
Okay, that'll be a
Hit
hit.
off does 6 damage.
That is not enough because they're to hit his threshold. That'll be under. So there's 2 protection. We'll take it down 4, which will go under his threshold. So he does not. You don't trip his threshold on that one. So that is. We'll say that's M. Wait, is that M? Yeah, we'll say that's M. Which you just did 4 damage to. Okay. All set. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So that was the disciples' turn. Romania, I need you to make a death save. Oh, you know what?
Do
So
I
Damien-
need to defend?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Aaron. Yes, just once.
You're taking an audience, right?
I will take 1 audience die just to continue to eke this out. Maybe. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You managed to just dodge that out of the way at the last second. Maybe your legs stumble at the perfect time and the sword clinks against the metal door. Damien, we should have been doing death saves for you. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll click it. Let's see what happens.
Don't roll a natural 20. That's the one thing we learned from.
I rolled 15.
All right. Now we go to Ruena. Ruena, roll your second death save as it is your turn.
5. So I may stay alive for now.
Okay. You are still alive. We don't know what's happening to you. No one conscious can see you. Eric the Dark does something. Okay. And Jinzo, Madjac, you hear the sounds of more footfalls coming in your direction. Nazca, you're not technically dead, so you do not have to roll any kind of death saves. So
the maggots would have taken me to actually.
That's on their turn, so I should have done it on their turn. You're right. So roll a strong test.
Okay.
Good
am I targeted
memory.
on somebody?
It's flat.
No, that's fine. That is a fail. So that's I have one hit point left.
You're still technically not dead.
dead.
You're still technically not dead, so no death saves for you.
Technically is the best.
Madjac and Jinzo, you're still inside the house. I need you both to roll strong tests. What is this, round 4? I can't remember. -3, we'll say, just on the air on the side of caution. The longer you stay in the atmosphere, basically, there and here.
I will take an audience die to take that to a -2, if that's okay.
Do the same.
Got it.
Okay.
Please, let's get a good roll here.
So close.
No. So
oh dear.
But no.
You failed? It looks like you succeeded, Madjac.
Oh, I did succeed.
I failed the
Oh,
same.
because it was only a -2. That's right.
Okay, so Madjac, you're okay. However, Jinzo, you collapse. As this is, I think this was multiple failures for Jinzo, I believe.
My second failure, yeah.
Yeah. So the exertion of like the parry riposte, you swing around to take the other, but your body just betrays you and you find yourself stumbling and falling down. Madjac, you see as Jinzo falls to the ground. Madjac, you are literally the only one conscious and alive right now. And it is in fact your turn.
Only for this second though. So he's against the door. I'm gonna try and see if I can shove it open.
Okay. You shove it open. You immediately feel your arms give out 3 points of damage. You can in fact shove it open. Like you do successfully push it open. You feel this mildly warm sun of Prios perhaps shining down on your face, but you do take 3 points of damage.
And that's all I can do. He stands there in the threshold in the light of Prios, and he just thinks, "You fucking fiery bald bastard! God, I hate you."
So, what I think we're gonna say happens is because I think
I've still got one hit point. I'm still standing, but.
Okay. If you want to play it out, we'll play it out.
No. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. This is it's.
Yeah.
I can't do anything. He's done.
Yeah. So, what I think we'll say is we'll fade out of there. Nazca unconscious, Damien unconscious, Ruena at death, Jinzo unconscious. Madjac, you feel the hands on you as they just drag you back inside. We see the door slam shut, and there is no more sun moving inside of Eric the Dark's home. So what I would be curious to you all, as we have reached that point that I thought was possible, where, so we are inside. So let's put it this way. Give me sort of like an idea of what might happen because of the people who come looking for you, who ask questions about you, that kind of thing. So let's just go around really quick. I'm kind of gonna get an idea. So Nazca, what do you think Surya does?
Well, Surya has ties. She's smart. And she would probably be someone who enjoys, well, not enjoys, but revenge of the cold nature, the long game. She has information. She knows something happened and where it happened. It might take a while. It might take years, but eventually there would be a death in Eric the Dark's house.
Okay. So we'll say Surya continues to investigate, tries to figure it out, plans things. Okay. Jinzo, what do you think your dad does once news of your disappearance reaches him? And it is just disappearance. No bodies are ever found.
He would probably throw the town under, not like overthrow anything, but really dig deep into where I am, asking everyone any idea, any inkling.
Okay. Maybe your father gets vague references to the group, like you last being seen in the Fortune Hunters district. Nazca, you very easily, your sister already knows about Eric the Dark, so she's already on that sort of path of investigation. But Jinzo, when your father goes investigating, and eventually, maybe after some time, gets the town watch to finally look into this Eric the Dark situation. They do, in fact, go inside. They do knock on the door, and they find that Eric the Dark has fled. He does not appear to be in his estate. There are one or two of the masked servants who remain behind, something about business in Indaros, something of that nature. But I'll say your father struggles a bit with trying to sort of track down. When the town watch eventually searches through the premises, they find in the cellar there are all of these vats, these kind of clay vats of various sizes, and within them are what appear to be in various stages of gestation, these lamprey-like creatures, like fish and such. And some of them it's just the roux itself, the larva, and some of they're small, and some are much larger. And you can see that the masked figures have been raising them over and over. Madjac, who do you think comes looking for you?
No friend would shed a tear over Madjac. I mean, maybe some of the people at Mother Mahira might wonder, where was he? However, he has a great enemy in an old elf named Resh Kinjai, and I believe he would feel so cheated and such a rage at being denied the opportunity to enact his revenge against him that Resh Kinjai would spend time and effort to hunt down those responsible for stealing his kill and making them suffer for it. Would be my guess.
I think that makes wonderful sense. Okay. Rowena, who at the Ordo Magica or maybe Rowena's family might be curious about what happened to Rowena itself?
Yeah, so Master Euphrinda, obviously it's sort of been involved with, kind of connecting Rowena and this group with these tasks. But Rowena had not kept her necessarily apprised of the most recent goings on necessarily. So I think you'd see Master Euphrinda having a conversation with someone else in Ordo Magica, because they've been really trying to kind of move forward this artifact crafting, and Euphrinda's just like,
we just dropped again. Yeah, we just dropped again. We'll just have Melissa restart when we come back up. I hate internet.
Yeah.
Internet's stupid.
Internet's stupid.
Stupid internet.
Yep, I think it's because it's overcast. And there might be wetness outside in Arizona. Okay. Mm-hmm. Rowena, let's restart. So who is it, either at Ordo Magica or amongst your family, that would maybe look into or be concerned about your disappearance?
So that would be Master Eufrenda, as she had been involved in connecting Rowena to the powers that be for all of this. So you would see Master Eufrenda having a conversation with someone else at Ordo Magica. We're trying to move forward with this artifact crafting, and first there was the expedition and Rolando, and Rowena was the sole survivor, and I genuinely do not know what on earth happened to that girl. I don't even believe she left the walls of Thistlehold, and she somehow found herself at some end. And I imagine there's some new kind of bright-eyed novice that is as eager as Rowena to attempt the never-ending task of trying to gather Master Eufrenda's approval.
And Sir Damien, didn't get a whole lot of chance to learn too much about you, but who other than maybe Arthur or Sarvola, like who would go searching for you?
I can think of what to me would be funny in kind of like ironic sort of way. Like the guy that in a lot of ways we would consider to be our enemy was a friend of Damien's father. So wouldn't it be fun if Salamoy, like the friend of Damien's father, actually took action? To me, I would find that funny.
Okay. So we do see Kargoy marshaling his various allies, Serix, Atio, Roya Galacha, and the sellswords that we once saw burning down the mission station for Sarvola, knocking on doors, busting down doors, asking questions here and there. But unfortunately, they are maybe a shield turns up. But never Damien himself. So the last thing we see, I'm genuinely surprised we're here, but the last thing we're gonna say, we close in on as we sort of scan around the town of Thistlehold. We see the golden dome of the Sun Church as it reflects the glinting light that Madjac was so close to reaching. And we kind of zoom inside a bit, and we see Decibel the Old, the Lightbringer. And we see we hear the creak of the door, that heavy door that goes down into the chambers. We see and hear Master Ori. This is indeterminate amount of days, maybe weeks later. And we can hear the sounds of like Master Ori just screaming, "The witch is back! The witch is back! The witch is back!" And just as sort of weeping at the same time, like,
I wanted revenge. I wanted to get her, stab her, rip her apart,
over and over. And Decibel like comes to the door and like looks in, and she says, "Oh, my dear Master Ori, there are many in Thistlehold who want the same." And when we look at her, we can see it almost looks like she's aged like 10 years. And you can see that she probably hasn't slept in quite some time. Days, maybe weeks. And the abomination that rose from the sinkhole has given all who lived through it memories of the Great War. The destruction. We thought the worst was the sinkhole, but the destruction it wrought was nigh unspeakable.
No, I was supposed to kill.
I'm sorry, Master Ori, but I think enough killing has been done. Buildings razed. Hundreds slaughtered in the streets. Had it not flown off into the depths of Davakar, it might have destroyed the town in full.
No, I will chase it. Let me go after it. I'll find it for you.
No. It's far too gone now. We've received reports from other settlements and villages. It's total destruction.
Those who survived have filled with terror and rage. Terror at the abomination, rage at the leaders who let it happen. Some are calling for Mike Pitch's head. We are in dangerous times, Master Orai. I believe your healing will have to be paused.
Paused? No, I'm feeling better.
I don't know when we'll be able to speak again. I have mediations to attend to. I have duties the Sun Church is sending me to. Farewell.
And she takes a couple steps away and it looks like she's about to go back up the stairs, but then she walks across to the other side of these cells to where Jinzo spent a brief time, and we see her lean her face in, and she says,
And you, I am sorry, but I still have heard no news of your friends. The Ordo Adept was very young, and eager to please, full of promise. And I believe her friend from the Abominatorium had more goodness in him than corruption. For whatever my condolences are worth, Barbarian, you have them.
And then we look inside the cell and we see a man who's not in armor, but he's just in basic linens. He's sitting cross-legged on this dirty mat. And as his head tilts up, we see a lock of hair just drift over his face, over his one good eye. And the familiar face of Gwydion hardens. And then we'll go ahead and cut to black on that.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You guys
Gwydion
owe
lived.
Cargoy an apology.
Yes, we do, apparently.
Do we?
Oh,
No, not really. He's not.
Have to get it in
so.
just a lifetime.
He's put Gwydion in a cell for the rest of his life, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow,
wow.
so we've got Pirate Bork next week, and then we've got all these other choices. I can go through them again. All right. Sorry, guys. That was a rough one. I don't think we've ever had a TPK before on the channel. That could be a first. Can't think of one.
It is.
I think
It
I
is
can't think of one.
definitely first.
Not that you're all dead. Some of you
Well,
have suffered
we'd
worse
be,
fates.
we'd be better off dead, probably.
You probably would be better off dead. You don't want to know what they were doing with those lampreys in the basement. Bad things.
Yeah.
So,
dear.
okay.
All right.
So that happened. And we're doing okay. How you doing, Long? Doing all right?
Yeah, just the first time. I'm just soaking it up.
How could you let this
Right?
happen, Long? I asked you at the beginning, how could you let this happen?
It was a rough one.
It was rough. It was tough. Yeah. Okay. So, hey.
So,
Hey.
It was still fun.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
was.
Did you
Yes.
all?
yeah.
it was a hell of an attempt to get out
Yes.
of there.
It was.
Yeah.
You guys
It
almost
was.
got out.
Oh,
Did think
Son
you
of a
three would
face.
get out.
It was close. It was close. It was close. They
So
have a lot.
close.
They had. There were a total of 17 enemies in the area. Not all of them were immediate, like the kitchen, for instance. And there was like one or two scattered here or there. But there were a total of 17 enemies you could have encountered at different parts. It was rough. Most of them, I just used the same stat block that you all faced when you were at Anadea's, but I did give him 2 bodyguards because I felt like that made sense. So I took 2 of those casters away and just had some thugs there ready to take a bullet or an arrow for him, that kind of thing.
If I had been able to shake off that curse,
was rough.
Jinzo and I might have gotten out of there. But
I know.
that
I was looking
six
at my-
HP
Yep.
every round.
It was rough.
was just-
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was looking at my break link. I was like,
it's tough.
oh, this would be the perfect I think, except it's a ritual.
It is a ritual. Yeah, it takes a little while. You were saying that I didn't want to steal your thunder because I was like, there's a lot of bad stuff
I
happening.
knew it was going to be like if we
don't
got
take the
out,
hope away.
I might be able to do
Oh no, I was like, yeah, we're never going to get out of this building, but it's a nice thought.
Right? It's a thing that keeps you running.
It was comforting.
So if you guys would have negotiated with him, which you could have, he would have essentially forced you to take his mark. So he would have pulled out one of these lampreys. He would have brought up a pot and he would have pulled it out, and you would have let the lamprey essentially feed on you, which would have given you permanent corruption and a mark. So that would have been the trade-off. But some of you might not have wanted to do that. So that would
Madjac probably would not have done that considering his upbringing. So it would have probably ended up the same way anyway, at least for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So first TPK, that's Wrath of the Warden for us. That ends. It's crazy. It's just a weird campaign because there's a lot of things that are happening all at once, but it like goes sideways a bunch, and like the forward through line is sometimes hard to see. But definitely like the Anadea stuff was kind of the main plot line, and then other things sometimes were feeding towards it here or there. So, but something came up from the sinkhole below as things happened. Whoever it was that brought that darkness into Thistlehold basically was able to. You remember when you all went down to the caves and you saw the Crystal Isle and like you sensed that corruption. Basically, that was like a way to sort of channel and bring forth this even bigger, ridiculous abomination, and that's what spilled forth. So that would have been the final fight of the. If you had made that, you guys were close too, because we would have had. The conversation with Lysindra would probably have gotten you to go on a trek outside of town to meet with some elvish folk to get some information that would essentially directed you back towards the person or people who were responsible for this, and that's kind of this. So you're like maybe 2 steps away. You're so close,
but yet so far.
All right, let's do some closing plugs, then we get on out of here. There are over 1,000. There's so many NPCs in this campaign. It's huge. It's complicated, but hopefully it was somewhat fun. Let's do some closing plugs, and we'll get on out of here. Aaron, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you've got going on over at Garblag.
So next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can see me jump into the narrator's chair for Marvel Multiverse role-playing game, The Cataclysm of Kang, Chapter 5. I probably won't get a TPK next week, but this week, our dear alien telekinetic and telepath Lodestar, in an attempt to fight off the mutant warlock, destroyed a city block and lost her heroic tag. So weird things are going on. Tune in next week as they close out Chapter 5. That's it for Garblag at the moment.
Fantastic. All right. As for us, tomorrow night, I mean, why not we go 2 for 2? We've got peyote. We got Delta Green Agents high in peyote, either in a different plane of existence or in the Arizona desert, which is basically the same thing. So we'll see how that's going to turn out. Saturday, I think we're off, as we're going to probably be tinkering with something offline. Monday, I believe we're back to Alien, and we are near the end of that campaign. Could be the last or the penultimate episode. Tuesday, you can see everybody on the left side of the screen. I think it's the left. We're all playing Star Trek as Steven hops back in the seat. And then next Thursday, we are, in fact, and this is not because of what happened tonight, but we've been playing this for a while. We are going to be doing a one-shot of Pirate Borg. We did one last year for National Talk Like a Pirate Day. It was very fun. So we're going to do it again. Little one-shot. Everyone's going to talk like pirates. It's going to be great. And that's that. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and rate somebody. Let's do 20 sets to every story. Follow the raid. Have a great rest of your nights. Come back tomorrow. Find some peyote. Just relax. It'll be a great Friday night. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.